Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to Ferret Face Fail Productions. So finally, I'm going to do a review of the plastics that I put on the, this is my 2002 Honda VFR 800. So, Auctmarts is the brand of plastics that we put on here. So we had to work with them a little bit. And just a little bit of background, we started working on the VFR a few months ago. It had a whole bunch of mechanical work. The previous owner had dropped it on both sides. Pretty much all the plastics were broken. So from bleeding brakes to fixing some oil lines to, making sure the radiators were good, doing some general maintenance, cam chain tensioners, all the fun stuff that the VFRs tend to need. So we did everything. Went ahead and did the plastics as well. So the Auctmarts plastics is really kind of what we're reviewing here. So first, I'm going to talk about Auctmarts, whatever you call them. I don't know. These brands have got some weird things. So the preface is these are, Chinese plastics, right? So they've gotten better and better. These are claimed to be injection molded. They feel pretty malleable. I've been riding with them on the bike now for, I don't know, probably about, it's been probably 3 months, 2-3 months since I got this done, maybe 2 months. So, I did everything I could to keep them clean with the winter and stuff, and so far the quality is very good. Now I'm going to talk about some downsides and some fit and finish. Overall, we'll look at the whole thing first, and maybe we'll do a pan through. And this is the windshield provided. I don't have the ABS model, but they put that on the plastics. Alright, so looks pretty good. I had these custom painted, the R134, to match the tank. Now it's not exactly perfect if you can tell in the video, but it's dang close. It's pretty freaking close. 20 years and this bike definitely sat out in the sun, so yeah, I'm pretty good. The only thing I didn't have a chance to fix yet was that side case. Not cheap. But overall, the quality is pretty good. So we'll talk about fit and finish up here first. Obviously you can see on this left hand side, and it's on the right too, it doesn't fit quite perfectly right here, and I might try to work with it a little bit more. We'll see. These pieces are so close, but a little bit further away from things than I'd want to be, but it's pretty good. I had them on top of the custom paint do a couple extra layers of clear coat, so we'll see how that holds up over time. Yeah, previous owner put this Marlboro sticker. We're going to try to get that off without damaging the tank. I hate all that. Oh, I also added some heated grips on here. These are been a life changer through the winter. Some other things we did to the VFR was I pretty much redid the whole wiring harness for charging the battery and everything, since that caught on fire. Oh, Honda VFR things. But the quality's pretty good. Back here on this piece here, easy. So this works really well. These are the original inserts. So this is a con. The VFR kit that they sell from Auctmarts does not come with the inserts back here, so that's definitely a downside. These are the OEM ones. He had them like taped down. I'm gonna try to clean them up. Yeah, it's just dumb things. And I'm gonna try to get the passenger pegs. If you got the passenger handles, I guess I should say, then not a big deal. It kind of is what it is. The tail light goes in there really quite perfectly. I don't really have any complaints. And the quality of the plastic really is very comparable. So you can see I already kind of probably rubbed it there from the garage. Came off a little bit, but the quality of the plastics is really quite good. They feel pretty flexible like the OEM ones. They're a little bit more brittle maybe. So some imperfections in the paint. You'll see them kind of every so often, like they got some dust in the paint. I see that every so often, but not very much. I've tried to be pretty critical. The worst one on the front fairing here was this, so was not a fan. But these fit on there relatively well too. The worst piece to get fitted on, which just sucks on any VFR, is this front fairing piece. Getting it matched up with the headlights and everything, it just sucks. It's not fun whatsoever. I also had a hard time fitting this front one, and I think it's because this is the non-ABS model. I think it's a little bit different. I don't know that for sure because I haven't seen an ABS. Side note here, I did polish the headlights, turned out really well. So I used the 3M kit with the UV protectant. I'll use some more UV protectant here soon, but that turned out really well. My headlights were super fogged out, so these turned out real well. So what that looks like underneath there. The covers for the light bulb replacement access also come on the plastics, molded in. The original pieces fit on there, and they also have the pieces that come new. Okay, so we'll come back to this side real quick. The bad part is down here, that red piece right across here, oh god, is that did come bent in the box and a little bit damaged, and I was kind of annoyed. This piece as a whole just kind of came messed up a little. And I was annoyed, and I reached out to the company, and they're like, well, hey, it's been months. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. And they tried to claim that, well, we can't cover shipping damage if it was, if it's been this long. My point was the box came fine. It was how it was packaged more than anything. So, Auctmarts, if you're watching this, I can't tell you enough. You need to really wrap your plastics better, better foam, maybe some of that stuff that you spray it in there and it expands kind of type stuff, because yeah, this is the second kit that we've had that's come damaged. So is what it is. They did give me money back, so easy company to work with. They gave me, I think, $200 back, which made this kit, like, I paid for custom paint, so I think I paid about $600 for the kit. So that means that I paid about $300. So at $300, it still looks good. It looks pretty, and I would just order a whole nother kit if I needed to, even with the custom paint. Yeah, I was very happy with the overall quality, because it is decent quality, but it is an OEM quality because you're not paying OEM. Realistically, one side fairing, this one fairing side costs more than the whole entire plastics kit from this Auctmarts. So getting a pretty good deal, and it mostly fits quite well. Didn't have to do any drilling of any sort. So yeah, that was made me pretty happy there. Kind of a few things that we'll talk about. Let's see, the front fairing piece. So there's some gappage here. That's another complaint. Not quite perfect on how that mounts. It could be the windshield though. I felt like my OEM windshield, it made it up better from the surface. So grain of salt. Don't hate me for that one. Let's see, what else do we have? But if you're looking at these plastics and you're wondering if it's a scam company, it's not a scam company. Now, you got to be patient. If you do anything custom, you want extra clear coat, you want extra paint, it does take a hot minute. I feel like I waited, through last year. I had to wait through most of the year. It took quite a long time to be delivered. And, it's fine. They kept me updated. I reached out to them. They get back to me. For the most part, communication, I'm going to say it was good, not excellent. That's okay. The other thing that we'll talk about is the OEM, or I'm not going to even say OEM, the bolt kit that they sell with these plastics. For the most part, I would say don't do it. So I did use the bolts wherever possible. The bolts themselves are good quality. That's not the problem. The problem is that they don't actually match whatever your bike is. Like, nobody went through from like a parts diagram and compiled all the bolts that you need for the plastics. It is just a generic Chinese plastic or a bolt kit, Some aren't long enough, some are too long. They didn't include enough of the crushed grommets in there as well, so I had to order some of those. The plastic push pins are also not the factory Honda types, which was disappointing because, like, it's not that hard to get the real ones. And they're not that much money. So I ended up ordering some extra replacement Honda clips and some of the bolts I had to reuse in certain places from the OEM. But I would recommend save your money on that and just keep to the OEM's bolts that came with your bike. If you're missing a lot of them, I would just say go out there and order the correct ones. Another thing, some of the plastics aren't included again. Like, these weren't included in the kit on both sides, which you might expect for the most part, right? So just to kind of be aware. But overall, I have been riding it, as she has been getting, you know, sand and rocks this time of year. Yeah, it looks pretty good still. We'll see how she holds up over time. I've got no real complaints about it whatsoever. The decals are a little bit different than what the original 02 was, but I actually like that it says V4 VTEC on it. You know, some hate it, some love it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you used these guys before? Did it work on your bike? Did it not? For the most part, I had a good experience with Auctmarts. I think they took care of me even with some minor problems, and if I had to order another set for our shop, then I would do it again. Because, yeah, we back here, we work on a lot of bikes and stuff, so if anybody needs recommendations, we'll probably try to work with them again. But thanks for watching, guys. Ferret Face out.